So my plan is I'm going to put a little wax on it, a little coating of wax on my rims, and there's not very much rust, but you see a little pit, like see there's a pit right there. And this is out of the rain, but it's still exposed to some pretty cold temperatures, so you get condensation. A little bit of moisture on it, and the rims are kind of bad in places. So I'm going to put a coat of wax on those as well, and just hope that it keeps if I can keep the oxygen or the water away from the chrome, the metal, then it should keep it from rusting, I hope. So I got to get on the stick here, and I got a lot to do the next couple days, and so I'm going to fill this thing's pretty full right now, but I'm going to fill it up to the brim with non-ethanol. I've already got some marine stable. I decided to go with marine stable. That's what I was going to do. I was going to price check it in there. Pretty expensive at Walmart. It's like 15 bucks for not a very huge container, like about 12 ounces or something. But we have so much moisture here that I thought the marine might be a good way to go. And I already put some in here, but I really haven't ran it enough to get it down into the carbs and stuff, so that's hoping what I'm doing right now is getting some of that mix down there in the carbs. I'll take it home and put some wax on the rims, and anywhere where I think it might rust. Take the seats and the battery out of it, bring the battery in the house, and batteries seem to do a lot better if you just bring them in the house. I'm not gonna ride it anyway. This is about the last bike I would ride in the winter. And take the seats off so mice or cats or no critters chew it up or tear it up. And the really cold weather is actually pretty hard on vinyl. They just do better in the house. So I'm going to head out here to River Forks Market and fill it completely up with fuel. And then go home and put it away. Supposed to be sunny this afternoon. Boy, a hell of a lot of clouds. I was planning on riding my Voyager up to Eugene for my doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I hope I don't get rained on. Wish I had a great big shop like that one. I could fill it up with motorcycles and they'd be out of the weather. That'd be awesome. I really do like this bike, but it is a warm weather bike. which way is be the best way to go. Just this way. Reset my odometer. See how far it is. Got 14 miles on this tank, so it ain't gonna take much gas. See how far it is from here to my house. She's full, but I'm gonna fill her up.
I just want a little gas. I can get it if you want.
Don't matter.
All right.
Okay. This right here.
Yeah. I wish we had something else better than that.
Well, I actually got a half a gallon in it.
Yeah, we had good old apple. Yeah, back in the day before I bought the truck.
I don't need my change.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Took $1.96 and that puppy is full. Hopefully it don't leak out. The less air you have in there, the less moist air you can get in there, the better off you are. Okay, let's take this girl home. See how many miles it is from River Forks Market to my house. I loved riding this thing in the summer when it's warm, but I only like going about 50 miles an hour, 45, 50. Come on, people. And when you want to go 45 or 50, you'll have people on your butt that want to go 60. And then when you want to go 60, you'll run into the back of somebody who wants to go 45 or 50. Just the way it works. I don't even know if this is on. Yep, we're on. So I only gave $2,500 for this, had less than 5,000 miles on it. And I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean, you can buy these on Craigslist for around $3,000, between $2,500 and $3,500, right in there. But probably not with that low of miles on it. Had real low miles on it. Now I need to find out if I don't think you're supposed to have to adjust the valves on this. I never did look into it. Let's see how many miles. Well, I put 2,000 miles on it this year. And all I did was ride it around. Didn't take any trips with it this year at all. Just riding around town, around the outskirts of Roseburg, 2,000 miles. Trying to think of the longest place I took it this year, the furthest away from home. I know last year I rode it to Portland. This year I don't think I even went to Eugene on this bike. So we're 1.7 miles to here. Just got hit in the hand with a bug or a bee. Seems like the bugs have been atrocious this year. You know, they're getting less and less now because it's getting colder. This summer it just seemed like the bugs were horrible, especially in the evenings. Worse than usual. Jack. Used to be a fruit stand there, but he shut it down several years ago. Guess he couldn't make money. Probably. Now, when I first moved here 30 years ago, that was a fruit stand too. Now it's a house. Well, it's about 4 miles from the Melrose School or the fire station here to River Forks. And I probably got about 1.5 miles to go to my house. I see that bike there a lot. Must be a school teacher. Yeah, this bike is a lot of fun to ride, but it's not much fun if you got to try to keep up with somebody that wants to do 70, 75, 80. You can do it, but it's not very comfortable. At 55 and below 55, it's pretty comfortable bike. I like not having a windshield on it. I love not looking at a windshield with bugs all over it. Bad enough looking at this face shield on my helmet with bugs on it. I just pisses me off to see a windscreen with bugs all over it. Yep, I would say probably 5.5 miles. I've scraped my peg here before on this bike. Now I did start running octane booster in this, and it made a big difference. I like running on the low RPM. This thing really accelerates better if you short shift it and use that bottom end torque. But one day I was riding this without earplugs and I could hear it pinging. And so I started running some octane booster and my mileage went up and it had more power. So it definitely made a difference.